Hi, welcome to Jade Kind Gaming. My name is Adam, Dungeon Master for this, the 17th session of the Underland Dungeons and Dragons campaign. We have Austin as Erich. We have Ryan there, he's playing Henwick. We have Bob over here, he's playing Kalidan. And Nick, he's Jimmy. Last time, let's see, y'all traveled several more days, few tunnels. You murdered and looted a drow that you found. It was admittedly probably a pretty bad person, but you did kill him as he was begging for his life. So
he was only surrendering because he was losing.
Yes, that is true. That is true.
I wanted to keep him alive, but oh well.
No justice like vigilante justice.
And looted him. You continued on until you reached the drow town, where
Gnome town?
You're right. The gnome.
Sorry, we got home here. We are the woman enslaved.
Drow. Dun dun dun.
This Nevlin town where Henwick grew up, and you're sort of basically on the little outside kind of area where there's a wind tunnel entrance. This sort of a magically enchanted sort of wind that pushes against the tunnel that enters into the town.
Other flying kites.
You don't have a kite.
You don't know I don't have a kite. I might.
I've seen your sheet. You don't have a kite.
Well, there should be somebody out here, a gnome possibly, selling kites. It's a good moneymaker.
You want to talk to the merchants?
Yeah. There are two tents sort of staked outside. It is early in the evening as you are approaching the outer gate.
I suppose I've made progress on my map making.
Yeah. So you've wandered a large way, and you're just sort of in this cavern. There's a few other entrances, etc., that go off other directions, but you're sort of at this sort of entrance. A couple of tents. You're in the mouth of this cavern here. Looking at it. I'm just going to shut up now while one of you says what you do.
Well, send you forth, go see if you can get information about the crystals and evidently sell some stuff off. What do we have to sell off?
There's full plate in there. Or are we going to let Argyle wear it?
Full plate?
Yes. One of the luck checks for full plate.
No.
Or we could just let Argyle wear it. But
I didn't sell what he's got, because this full plate's garbage. Isn't this the one that's all damaged?
Mm-hmm.
not damaged, completely functional, just would be sold for
Damaged.
less than half price.
Yeah, so we might as well give it to Argyle and let him sell whatever he was wearing.
Which Bob bought, so net loss.
That's
But-
split now, I think.
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't have Argyle sheet. I don't know why I'm checking.
So you get full plate on a luck check?
Yes, when we're searching the bodies in the troll area.
Scale.
Scale. Yeah, so you can take the scale and you sell that and then resupply ration packs for anyone who needs rations.
I'm low.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you give him the ruddy plate armors.
I only have 17 days worth of rations.
Why are you down to 2?
Because I eat food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've literally never spent anything on something other than shoes. And some boots.
And shield.
Shield,
And shield,
And a sword.
Fashion. Okay, I spent things on very important fashion items.
Yes.
but I mean, really, look at the difference of the party.
I'm much fancier.
Yeah, it does show.
I'm fancy.
Much fancier.
I'm gonna go ahead and leave my bone bag with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need to take that into town.
Here, hold this personal effects.
Yes.
Go
Are
ahead
you
and,
going to drag a corpse in?
huh?
You are currently
Oh, right.
dry.
Yeah, I put him down, and I put paw in his pocket.
Okay. Where do you sort of set him a bit further back in the?
He's all wrapped up in so he looks like a really full bedroll. Right?
I mean, yeah, sure.
Totally not just wrapped up body.
But yeah, we can go ahead and set him off to the side where he won't be in anybody's way.
Okay.
Anytime somebody passes, just yell at him. You didn't see nothing.
What? But yeah, you So you make your way. You just sort of pass by the tents to.
Would I know the people in the tents?
Not necessarily. They're going to be random travelers, traders, etc. that come by, stay for a couple of days, and move on to another
It's the
settlement.
Khajiit.
Yeah. Okay. I go ahead. I go ahead and pass.
But
Hey, cat has wares if you have coin.
Do you want moon sugar? I like to use one-handed weapons so I can make rude gestures with the other.
is that the healing spell gesture? Because that's the damn.
No, that's one of the Khajiit says. I prefer using one-handed weapons, so I have one hand free to make rude gestures.
Khajiit are truly masters.
Vijargo agrees.
Yeah, especially since Jargo learned the glory of claws.
I know. I was attacking things with a weapon, and then he's all like, "What kind of weapon? You're too early in the game. Get rid of that."
Yeah, he was a Khajiit using an iron weapon. It's like claws are straight up better, man.
Who knew?
That's what Fluffy Butt always used.
Anyways, so you walk up to the entrance and stand in the winds, and one of the thunder weasels from the top sort of recognizes. Yeah, I knew someone was going to laugh.
Tunnel snakes rule.
Thunder weasels?
Thunder weasels. So basically, what you guys.
They don't even know what a weasel is.
I feel like weasels are subterranean.
Yeah.
Not this subterranean.
No, not naturally this subterranean. This is an albino weasel, and you almost you can hear it as its footsteps make its way down over the sound of the wind. But it sort of recognizes you, as you've come and gone your whole life. It sort of comes on and lets you grab hold of it, and the wind does not affect you while you hold, and it will release back. There's a family of about 6 of them that dwell at the top of this, and that's basically what they've been trained to do.
Alright.
You live in technically the size of your settlement is about the size of the Drow City. With the difference being that whereas the Drow City was its city, and then outside of it were miles of farms, etc., all of that is here on the outside of the town itself within the protective area. So you immediately walking in, you're into some of the farms for, whether animal, livestock or, fungus and that kind of thing. That's what you walk into. And there's sort of a domed top with a much smaller sort of hill that goes up towards the town that's sort of been set there. As you enter, it is a light, sort of a fading light, as your town does have an artificial sort of light system. Mm-hmm. Your town has had a number of mages within it over the years, by which you are able to at some point have some training.
Yeah.
Each one tends to try and leave something within the town for for future generations. Things that are being expanded upon each generation. When wizards get to the point where they've had great power, they try to encompass something within the town itself to weave it better as time moves forward.
Yeah, say my grandmother's to be alive. I forget how long gnomes live.
Yeah.
So whatever, she's a wizard.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's kind of, definitely a lot more obvious magic, because in addition to that, there's almost a feeling with that sort of behavior of almost some of them do things simply for the fact of it can kind of show off. For example, the sun, the tunnel. The family of thunder weasels are all things that previous wizards have left for the town for future generations.
Wait till you leave them an army of undead. They'll be so happy.
Yeah, man.
Watch them out there in the fields just plowing up dirt, just skeletons.
Now there's mass unemployment. Good job.
Yeah, everyone's on a guaranteed income now.
Mm-hmm.
Labor's free, products are still getting sold.
Yeah, you have robots now. No, they do all the farming. Everyone gets food.
So, as you sort of make your way in, walking up, I'm guessing just sort of towards...
I wave at people if I pass by him.
You pass by a couple, but the first to really recognize and greet you would be, I believe that would be Hildia,
Okay.
sister, who does sort of, who is out sort of playing a bit later than she probably ought to be, but just sort of making her way out in sort of some of the outer fields where she's not getting in anyone's way.
Hey, kiddo.
It's about time. You, gone and lost your marbles again?
No, not again. Still trying to piece together what actually happened to me.
I'm glad you're back. Webby's been asking about you. See her.
I'm surprised she doesn't already know.
She sort of continues just sort of running off. Enjoying the time before she's called home. Make your way to your own home, or...
Well, first I'm going to go and make my way to Namarax's family home.
Okay. Are you walking in beside, or did you leave the...
No, I left it out.
Left it outside, okay.
Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and go over there and give a knock on their door. Take my hat off.
So you knock, and the door sort of...
You had a hat?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes, he has the wizard's hat, the
yeah.
Dumbledore style hat that lets him cast...
Mend, I believe.
Whatever. Cantrip.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can make a check to do a cantrip he doesn't know. Yeah. So you kind of make your way over there. And they sort of pull open the door. Oh! Hi! His mother sort of greets you.
Yeah. Hi, how you doing?
Well, and yourself? You've been traveling?
Yep. Just
Learn
got
anything?
back. Oh, quite a bit.
Good.
Is the rest of the family here? Or are they around?
Jornoff is still out at work, but basically announces, he has he also has a younger sibling who would, I guess, be there, but his father would be gone.
Okay. Well, if this is just the mother then.
Yeah.
Okay. Miss so and so.
Summonex.
Okay, Miss Solonex. I've got some awful news. It's while I was traveling outside of town, I ended up running across a drow brigand who was going about attacking and stealing people's things. Me and the people that I was traveling with managed to take care of the man, but in his possession was the shield guardian that Namaraxes use. I wasn't able to locate the body of Namarax, but the man seemed to suggest that he had killed your son.
And she just kind of she loses a bit of color.
Mm-hmm.
Aren't they gray?
Yes.
Yeah.
She's now grayer than before.
She becomes ashy.
Yeah. She kind of almost, tries feeling back for a chair and doesn't quite make it as she just sort of kind of sits down to the floor.
Yeah.
Oh.
I go get a cushion and slide it under her.
Or help her into the chair. You had two options. You went for that one.
To be fair, he has like 7 charisma. I'm interested to see how the breaking the news to the family works with 7 charisma.
So you lost your son. Would you like a new one?
No, so you lost your son. Can I have his research notes?
So it's
No,
like,
because that's where this is heading.
Eventually.
Just remember your son. That's the young, vibrant man he was, not the corpse and spider food he is now.
Y'all are terrible.
He's probably just monster poop.
No,
To be fair, from what the guy suggested, he was probably killed by a magically created spider that doesn't actually have a digestive system, so it's fine.
So it's just wasted.
That's the
Not
real
even
tragedy.
part of the food chain.
That's the real tragedy.
or it might be in another plane.
Just flying around, different flight.
But yeah, and it's like, I'm so sorry. Is there anything that I can do for you? Anybody that you want me to go and get?
Yeah. Yeah, she basically will send you basically to go to
I go.
his father, and yeah.
You need to go home now. What happened? Just go home. It'll be fine.
So I'm guessing you go and
Yeah, I'm
break news, then bring him home, or...
Well, first I want to make a stop off. Do we have a some sort of cleric in town?
She needs her husband,
no.
but better run errands first.
I'm just imagining him
not
wanting
a
to go get
trained
like a churro
cleric per se, no.
showing up at work with you. Hey,
What are you
your son's dead.
specifically looking for?
Somebody who has the ability to speak with dead or do a funeral rite.
So not that would be able to speak with the dead. There are a few priests.
Okay.
Some of them have
I keep that
have some magical training, but no cleric. At most would basically be on the level of magic initiate.
I got you.
Along that line, but yeah.
So they could do ceremony.
Yeah. So yeah, they could do that exactly. They could do those.
Alrighty. Well, I go ahead and go and get the husband.
You're able to break news, get him home to take care of his wife, whichever we want to do first.
Yeah, I'm going to call him into private first.
Yeah. Just scream across the construction site.
No.
But yeah, no. Yeah, he's tying things up. He basically runs one of the shops that's basically funneling resources from fields into town. But yeah, you're able to convey the information for them to take care of things. He takes it... If you weren't the kind of person you are, he almost takes it with a lot better kind of
stoicism.
Yeah, so he's almost, he kind of almost says, if you manage to find, remains for us to put to rest out there. I mean, if you can
Well,
find that's,
I thought of a way to try to figure out more because I looked at the area that this brigand was and I didn't see any traces of him. But I have the body of the brigand, and I was hoping to get some secrets from him.
Well, what best you can do?
I'll think on it.
We just dragged us all the way back to the Drow City. I know they have higher level clerics.
Yeah, they do.
They do.
It's like, well, I'll, whatever. Sorry for having to
He just clapped his cheeks.
bring this up on you. I'll leave
No, it's...
you...
I'm sorry.
Yeah, to the father, whatever, take him to the side for a moment.
Yeah.
Now can I get his research notes?
No, I'm going to bring it up. It's, okay, so I found and am now in possession of his shield guardian. What do you want done with it?
I wouldn't know how to use the thing? Find use of it, or does it set to protect the town? Or I really don't know how it works, but of course, if you can figure it out, you're always more like Naramex than I was. So.
Sure. Do you mind if I go and check to see his stuff to deal with the Shield Guardian?
Of course not. No.
Thanks.
Our home is always open. Which is an incredibly literal term, a phrase in this town.
Yeah.
But they don't have locks.
Generally no.
No.
That's good. I won't have to break the doors with X's.
No, they just keep you out of the town as a whole. Once you're in, you're generally considered, okay, we'll trust you.
Well, that's what they want to do.
But yeah, I'll go and collect that stuff.
He was neatly organized, but excessively thorough. You're able to find things on that.
Any scrolls?
Yeah, just rob them.
He probably has a few scrolls. He does have his own, wizard's book.
What about money? You find money while we're robbing the dead guy.
Hey, the parents don't need his spell book.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to take their stuff, and they could pass that spellbook down to somebody else in the family.
You know most, other than anything he necessarily had worked on there, most of the spells are probably similar to what you'd originally came through. You worked with him a lot during that sort of period as well, so...
all the low-level stuff.
Yeah,
now.
yeah. So all the lower-level stuff he would have had, unless he's come up with something new during this time you've been gone, you probably would have had it anyways.
Well, I just whatever passively investigate the place and locate
to find that. Definitely a few other basic arcane things. If you are looking for more than just notes, there are things you can.
Unless it's something that's necessary for what I'm looking for, then I
otherwise
might take personal note of it, but I won't.
He has a few other trinkets, etc., that would be of some sort of magical function. But otherwise, you're more or less able to find a leather-bound portfolio, which, through label, contains not only the notes that he had, on how to use, but also all the research he did in the process of building the Shield Guardian.
Huh.
Most of it is along a line of things that aren't necessarily... you'd have to put a little more work in to be able to follow, but it would at least give you a point to start from if you, at some point, wished to try to build one.
Now you need an army of undead and an army of shield golems.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, the shield golem necklace wasn't attuned, was it?
Nope. It
Just-
wasn't a magic item.
Just 5 of them. Ah, yeah!
Only one can function to one person at a time.
Yeah.
Oh,
so,
okay.
So one.
And I am right now putting at my foot down on they will not follow an undead. You may not have it. Shield Guardian for each undead. They also will not follow another one of themselves. You cannot have a long line of
This
it.
is the whole no bags and bags bull crap. I don't like it. So you need a golden one and a regular one, then you can start stacking golden into regular.
Mhm.
There's loopholes.
I'm glad you closed the top first, really.
I'm glad your foot wasn't down there.
Yeah, no, they're neatly folded up.
I'm just glad.
All good.
Well, I go ahead and wrap that up, and take that with me, and say my farewells to them, and say if they need anything,
I won't be in town.
contact me and my family, and we'll do what we can.
Of course.
Yeah.
Travel well.
Thanks. Alright, and I'm gonna hop off to my house.
Yeah. Go to your house, walk in. There are probably a half dozen notes or envelopes just sort of on a table near the entryway. Things that people have stepped in and left for you during your absence.
Bills, super sale, bills.
Basic information. It's a couple couple of them are from Webby. Pretty much just in the, come see me right away. She's written about little things she's figured out. Has a new little, she has a bit of a new little garden she's worked up with some more interesting plants she's managed to cultivate.
I'm going to have to watch Session 0. I have no idea what's going on. I've avoided watching Session 0, but nothing's getting explained. I'm not happy. Going to have to watch Session 0.
I don't think it would help you.
It literally, other than the fact that that there is something that he has, that's it. And all of this has come out just stuff that he's told me about it since then.
Oh, glad.
So everyone is as lost as you.
I'm glad everyone's in there.
Yeah, everyone is as lost
as long as I'm not alone.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take a break.
No, I took a picture. I don't know why.
Thank God you got a clean shot of my knee. I hate blurry knee shots.
That's what I meant to press.
Go ahead and wrap those up so I can go through them in a bit.
Otherwise, a few, couple are work-related, things that, leads on things that can be followed up on, potentially old enough that probably be worth seeing if someone else is already.
Yeah, it's true enough.
Yeah. And a couple others just sort of well wishes, one of them making some allusions to your past. You're used to.
Yeah. What happened? Something.
Otherwise, for the most part, looks, other than people stopping right in the front of it, looks undisturbed.
Go and say hi to everybody.
You probably live separately at this point than your family.
Oh,
but
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, if I do.
Yeah.
Then I'll go ahead and go through my mail then real quick.
Yeah.
And just for stuff that I'm not going to be able to handle because I'm mixed up in this, I just write on a paper I write a response telling them either sorry can't handle that or if something comes up I'll look into that, but I'll be busy.
Yeah. No, pretty much probably with your parents is probably, of course, Hildia, but then otherwise probably just Orphic, just being that your parents' house is also the blacksmith shop.
Right.
Apprenticing there makes little sense for him to weave. Both the other sisters probably have, one being married, moved out, the other just the success she's had would have also.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll go and say hi to my parents real quick just to tell them that I'm home.
Hey, I'm still alive. Leaving again.
Give them a spiel about give them a brief overview about what I've been doing and a little bit of what I found out, but that I haven't made any real breakthroughs on discovering what happened to me.
Yeah. Trace down a lead, but not directly related.
Yeah. So that ended up being a bust. However, did anybody actually want to know what the deal with the Chul was back here?
There was basically someone had ended up seeming to be missing in that area. Well, presumed probably just something more to do with Drow. Could have been you basically tracked down and found out other Drow have had the same issue in that area as well, so it could have been that.
Alright.
Go circle the map. Don't go near here. There's a big puddle of Chul.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and give my report to them.
Yeah, just basically stop by work.
Say,
Have to fill out some things. Probably at the evening, probably during a guard shift, and you end up with, being a little bit on the outskirts of, of the guard. Most of the folks you work with being more direct, physical guard. You being more intellectual research. You get a little rift, but they seem generally happy that
he's stronger than them now.
Yeah.
Come on, let's pump. You even live
What a wrestler? Arm?
Yeah.
You can.
What happened? Magic.
I thought magic was useless.
No one here thinks magic is useless.
Muscle wizards are real.
Alright, and then after that I'll go and visit Webby.
Yep. Nope. She's there. Probably still with her parents, and you go in and Monetti is probably the first one you'll see as you enter, just sort of working in the front room, cultivating some stuff, sort of almost the house enters a little shop front workroom that is also kind of their living room, and then the rest of the house sort of behind that. And yeah, as you enter, he'll sort of call out for her.
Yeah.
Just sort of from behind as he's working on trimming some things. And she'll sort of casually walk out. Henwick!
Hey, yeah. I'm back. For now, at least.
Wow. You best have gotten yourself into some trouble.
Definitely's happened.
Expected as much.
Come, I want to show you something.
Yeah. Sure, Paul.
Alright. Say, I've got somebody I want to introduce you to.
Guess who it is?
I want you to meet my paw.
Yeah, I go ahead and summon Paul up.
Sort of almost like grabs him by the little bit of bone that...
Go on.
Isn't he adorable?
Yeah, go ahead, wave at her, Paul, do some stuff.
And she's entertained as expected.
No. This guy's just essentially me figuring out the basics. You give me a moment. It's going to be a little bit longer, but you give me a moment, I'll do a full one.
It's taking you a bit, alright.
Like you run to talk. I'm not going to hear it. You know how long this stuff takes.
Of course. So, been working with some new plants. Got a little more spice in some of the concoctions. Things Father hasn't even figured out. And she'll kind of go back and show. She has almost like a little sort
See
of
what's going on.
large potting plant with a lot of and she almost has like basically opens like a cabinet into it that has a light that, you know, basically almost seems magically sealed until it opens, shining within it, that you have only seen when you found yourself dragged to the surface world. She seems to have some unusual plants growing in a cabinet.
I'd say I'd know those. I saw those when I was up top.
No.
Yeah. Where do you get them?
A traveler came through.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he had all sorts of things. Stories. And I was like, well, see what kind of...
Vic couldn't have possibly gotten there.
No,
I get around.
Hold on. I need to tell you about what I've been through. So I go ahead and give her the spiel all the way up from me being bopped and taken up in a bag and thrown in prison, and then...
Guessing with her, no reason to hold details back. Just kind of
just
go through your story this evening.
Do you just have a fiance back home or something?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's what this is.
I thought it was his grandma.
Who's cool with necromancy and an alchemist?
She's more than that, but yeah.
But anyways, meanwhile, you guys are outside town with a couple of tents that,
Just
do you just sort of stand back at the cabin, or do you...
No,
yeah.
I walk into the tent.
I'll go from tent to tent to see if anyone's selling anything. I'm looking for
I think there's only two.
Yeah, there's two tents.
Oh.
Yeah. Do you approach as a group, as a pair, all 5 of you?
I walk up. I don't notice other people walking with me. I don't know.
Follow.
Okay.
I'll hang back at Body and Argyle
Okay.
and the bird.
You can't possibly get us arrested.
outside of town.
Whoa.
You got a challenge there, son?
Yes, you said the two that have been arrested in the last city you're in to be the interaction. Got it.
How big is that wind wall? Can I teleport to the other side?
You could certainly try.
Just get caught in the middle, slammed against the wall, dead.
Well, nah. I mean, because it's going to move me, what, like 30 feet around, maybe? And I can teleport more than that. So I might have to do it once or twice, maybe 3 times. But I could probably teleport through it.
Just get the heavy person from Dragon's Dogma to walk you through.
Anyway, so you go up to the first tent, and I hate you, but a pair of tabaxi.
It was obvious. This is just like the Werewolf Island. They were clearly werewolves.
Instead of sitting in the tents.
What the crap's a tabaxi?
It's a cat person.
Oh,
moon sugar.
jeez. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's a feeling.
It's Morrow and Khajiit's.
Oh, okay.
But sort of sitting in the tent, they're kind of going through some bags and things, and you sort of appear in the opening. And how may we help you?
I wonder what they're selling.
What you buying?
We're selling a number of things. Things from across the caverns. We have dwarven wares. We have drow poisons. We have growths from the fungus people.
Is it tasty?
It doesn't taste good, but it's of good value.
I wonder if they have axes of magic. I love how the cat folk are like, he's talking to a rock. It's fine.
They're really not even paying that much attention to the way you talk. I mean, really, they've seen weird.
They're high off their gourds.
Make a luck check.
Guma. 16.
16? No magical axes. We've a magical longsword.
Well, I mean, that's not what he asked for.
Hey, I'm willing to look at it.
It's like, how much do I want you to... I mean, I'm sure you have no money and can't afford it anyways, but it's like, no, that one's definitely not something you can afford. Maybe if I go with that one. Yeah. Sort of pull out, from a bag from which it would not fit within, which you're not too unfamiliar with, but they pull out sort of a grizzled, sort of dark metal sword with etchings. Yeah, some skulls carved into the pommel and such, and a blade that seems almost unpractical. That as the end of it comes, it then splits down in the middle with some sort of bisected groove, almost leaving the end of the sword to be 2 separate pieces.
Prongs.
Yeah, prongs.
I ask my stone, what does it do?
This may steal the life out of your enemy, bringing it into yourself.
So it's vampiric?
I think it's a sort of 9 lives where it just murders people sometimes.
It's technically the sword of life stealing. That's why I called it life stealing. But whatever. I wasn't being cryptic. They told you what it was.
Oh. I didn't think they had just a straight up vampiric sword.
Sword of life stealing. When you hit a creature just right, magic will pulse from it, sucking the life out of them and bolstering your own.
But how much damage does it do?
Well, it's a long sword, and basically it has a bonus on a critical effect.
No extra damage. Special crit.
Extra 10 damage on a crit, and then you gain 10 hit HP on that same crit.
Like, oh, my sword is more dangerous than that one.
Really? What kind of sword do you have?
This one. Pull out my little short sword. I don't activate the fire.
And what does yours do?
This. I activate the fire.
They seem of interest.
I deactivate the fire and I put the sword away.
And how much would yours be?
You don't have anything worth it.
You don't have anything more damaging. I want more dangerous. Not more sustain, just more murder.
And by you, I said they.
Yeah, okay. Well, very well. You're there as well if you...
Yep. I don't have any money, and I don't think they have anything I want.
Yeah, I basically wonder if they have anything that deals more damage than it, or is more axe-shaped than it.
Are you willing to take a hit to damage for more axe shape?
It's just a little one.
Versatile short sword.
The thing is, he wants it one-handed.
Yeah, because I use a shield.
No.
And I'm a duelist, so I need to use a one-handed weapon.
Do you get another fighting style that gives you bonuses to shield later on?
I don't know.
Mm.
I would have if I built my character better. I shouldn't have gone magical. I should have gone the other way.
It's so good.
I did it completely wrong.
What, Battle Master?
Yeah, that would have been way more useful. What I'm doing right now, this character is currently pretty useless. That's why I'm perfectly willing to let him take Argon and wander off into the great beyond. Because this character is not terribly useful to me right now. Despite how much fun I have with it.
Okay. He's fine.
He doesn't scratch that power itch you want.
No, he does not.
Well, we've no axe here. I think the dwarf does.
I wonder where the dwarf is.
They kind of just look over in the direction of their tent that would be where the next tent over is.
You know, the only other tent.
Huh. I feel very grateful to them as I walk out of the tent.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see how the dwarf deals with crazy. Would you? Stop it!
Yeah.
Okay. You just sort of walk in.
I don't know.
There's no real way to knock. It's fabric.
Knock on my shield.
And sort of comes and pulls open a door.
Flaps.
Way,
Yeah, and it probably actually opens it, staring more or less at your crotch before.
Where he was expecting a gnome to be.
You found the wrong head.
Taller than expected. What you doing here?
I hope that's your corn purse.
I wonder if he does actually have good magical axes.
Of course I have good magical axes. More good magical axes than you've ever seen.
That's not a very high bar, is it?
Well, I don't know, but probably not.
This poor dwarf, he has no idea. Like, I wonder if he'll let me look at them, and maybe for a trade.
Trade. Trade you for some coin. What do you got?
What are you buying?
Yeah, I'll show him magical sword.
Okay. That's all.
It's not even an axe.
Like, yes, it's not an axe though.
Kind of
He
goes
goes
back,
better if
and
it was
he,
an
he,
axe.
sort of.
I've got an image to maintain, and this ain't it.
That goes back, and he sort of messes with some sort of locked box beforehand. Clearly, basically, this tent would all fold up into what is a cart. That is basically inside of the tent while the tent is propped out, and he is basically unlocking something and pulling down a drawer, like a door in the back of the cart. And he starts stumbling through and sort of moving aside
I guess
a number of axes that he's not even showing you.
I
That have intricate looks and details that look very fancy.
I kneel down to look into the dead.
Yeah. No, too good. He's not worth that. He wants X. That's only sometimes an X. Before eventually coming out with a...
Okay. Message transmutation. Sending evocation.
I'm going to scream so loud in your ear.
How is not at least one of those divination?
Yeah, neither of them.
I mean, you know what, 5th edition, you know what, you've decided to whip spells into certain schools just to even up the numbers. Evocation's got too many spells. Let's throw some of the transmutation, but what about the description?
Which is funny because divination's got like nothing comparative number wise.
Well, nobody likes divination. They're
Except
a party
for you.
pooper. They're a party pooper.
And every party there's a pooper.
But they made the actual specialization really good this time around.
Play a luck halfling with the lucky feet divination specialist.
Screw you, DM. You don't get your die.
I get 6.
So it comes back. Well, I've come up with this one axe that I might be willing to trade that for. So it's basically it's a hand axe. It's like, and it's basically made of like a faintly glowing red metal.
Like, too small.
Well, it'll cleave a fiend in half if you ever need to do that. Otherwise, probably the next thing up is this one. He pulls out what is a battle axe. There we go. But this one's a little too rich for just that measly sword you've got. So.
Did you show him the fire?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm assuming so. Or he wouldn't even be putting out the first one.
What does the axe do?
Well, it cuts things really, really well for one. Furthermore, if you if you throw it, it's even more damaging. And if you throw it at something that's really big, it's even better.
I'm going to need more explanation.
You got Mjolnir, and it hates giants.
Mjolnir.
Mjolnir.
Because
Meow meow.
Swings.
Yeah, you're talking to sing some of your boys.
Well, you throw it.
no, Adam gay. I don't. His description's fine. What does it actually do?
It does those things he said.
I
It's
don't,
vague on purpose.
if you want to wait,
It has
for
a
me
bonus
get-
to attacks and damage. It has the thrown property. 20, 60. It deals an extra die of damage when you throw it. With that die being more against a giant. And after the attack, it comes back to your hand.
That's pretty cool.
You don't even have to use an action to call it back.
But still, technically less damage than the flame sword. You're not going to get more damage than 2d6 with these weapons, pretty much. You can specialize them down, but...
I was hoping to find an axe with a similar enchantment.
Do you tell him that?
Yes.
Well, you probably just want to get yourself an enchanter to move the enchantment.
That's an option, by the way.
You, not necessarily, some of your party has seen that.
I've done that.
Where
with
was I? I was working as a blacksmith.
Yeah.
That's why my shoes look so nice.
Yeah. Yeah, he got nicer shoes to move the enchantment of an item that he could get at the shop too.
Yeah, I kept covering all of our costs. I'm poor now.
I'm poor too.
Yeah, no. I know what you guys are.
Ah, there we go. communication skill that's actually divination. Rary's telepathic bond. Not enchantment. Cause screw you, enchantment.
I wonder if this dwarf travels around, or does he just stay...
Of course I travel around. Who are you talking to?
Do you not see my big wagon?
No. What are you... Nick's talking for the dwarf.
Oh, not see my big wagon, yeah.
I kind of go... I wonder if this dwarf ever winds up in... What the heck that drow town's name is.
When we get there, of course.
I wonder if he knows the blacksmith guy. They're dwarves.
Make
They
a
know
luck
each
check.
other. No, they're dwarves. They
Not
totally
all
know each other.
dwarves know each other.
They're dwarves. They totally know each other. 4.
Garnival.
No. Not that I know.
It's too bad they don't know each other. He would appreciate the craft of those axes.
Pretty much everyone appreciates the craft of my axes.
Well, I hope I see him again sometime. I'm very grateful for him showing me his wares, but unfortunately what he's offering does not deal as much damage as what I have.
Deals more damage than your mother.
My mother's really low level.
That's pretty brutal.
Oh, you have no idea.
Hey Adam, high or low?
I would suggest that he high or low. I always use a luck check, but high?
You want to use a luck check for this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you make a luck check?
That's a 5. Do I go into a rage and kill this man?
Do you? That has a lot to do with you.
Because I'm really not happy.
But are you not happy enough to attempt to kill a man with so many magical axes within reach?
No, you don't, because you're not a barbarian.
Yes, you do not rage, at the very least.
Does he yell, it's party time?
Different campaign.
Is it party time?
Wrong game.
I pull a sword and walk back towards him. You should apologize.
Why?
Because otherwise he'll die.
Pulls out. Takes out the axe and sort of almost pushes it up against the sword. For what reason?
No one insults my mother.
No one insults everyone's mother.
Flame? Sword catches on fire.
Pats up. You're daft!
I just look at him in the eye with that crazy ass look.
So
You should probably have some nature perception checks that he will actually die if he doesn't do this.
so
It would
you
be
just
insight.
I forgot to turn on the distraction chant.
And his natural roll was that of a 3, so I don't think his bonus is quite going to get it.
Oh, this is going to be real bad.
Whiff.
Does he double down?
No, I'm attacking him now. 14.
14.
Wait.
Monster Man, you'll just have random doors?
I take it the Flame Tongue doesn't get any extra to attack?
No.
No. That one he was trying to sell you with.
I might get it anyways.
Does he get advantage because the dwarf's not expecting to actually get hit?
No.
He's pretty.
He had pre-warning.
Yeah.
They pulled weapons.
Yeah, I forgot to do the tabaxis having teeth. How you ladies been doing? Just traveling around?
That man's trying to start up an adventure over there.
I'm just really surprised Argyle didn't interfere at all.
He's back with me.
Yeah, he's back with him so far.
Hanging out with the bird and the body. And
And
you want to steal that body.
Yeah.
and you said 14?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you make a big note, but the armor he wears is enough that it blocks against the damage, so.
That will probably hit. 20.
20 does hit.
I forgot I need a whole bunch of d6s for this stupid sword.
What, 3?
That's a bunch. Shut up.
More than he has.
Would you like my
Seven.
d6?
No. 13, 14, 15, 16,
14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 damage.
Starts shouting out as he too.
Not an action surge?
Oh yeah, I guess I could. I am in a bad mood.
Yeah, go again.
I hit him again. I rolled an 18.
Okay.
So 9, 10, 11, plus 4, plus 2,
15.
17.
Oh, okay.
I was still doing the math. Did you stop picking up his habits of guessing improperly?
He didn't guess. He added the two numbers that you said you needed to be added together.
I was still adding though.
Yeah, which means you didn't give him all the information. But with the information
You
he
still
had,
have another swing. You get both in your action surge.
Because you took an
Nick
attack
doesn't
action.
like this dude.
Because you took an attack action. You took an
17?
attack action. You
17, you again hit against his armor. And he,
Slice,
starts
slice,
basically
slice.
shouting out, things as he swings against you.
24 now.
That's a lot of AC.
He's trying.
He is one away from hitting you. But, again, his axe sort of, bangs against your armor. As at this point, Argyle is opening the door, sort of almost, wait, what's going on?
Miss. And miss.
Flank. Dwarf
Take it.
misses. Technically, he gets 2 attacks as well, so. But, actually, no, that would be enough, wouldn't it? Yes, that would. So,
He's more than a plus 10.
yes. With using the magic weapon, yes.
Yeah.
Well, I negate 12 of the damage.
54 damage. It's a really dangerous weapon.
Now, if you just said that in the beginning, maybe Bob would have tried to get it.
You negate all of the damage.
So he basically hits me in the face with it, and I just keep looking at him.
Make a luck check. No, make a charisma check.
15 flat.
I'm sorry. Not sure why, but we best leave this at I'm sorry.
I put my sword away and walk off.
Your uncle kind of laughs.
I look at him and go, I look at my stone and go, never insult my mother.
He shares a look that's now behind your back with the dwarf, but you're not sure what he's doing.
Should have kept going. He could have got all those magical axes. And a cart.
Would you have been really sad if we somehow murdered that dude and stole all the stuff?
I would be very surprised.
He was doing pretty well there.
Sort of. He had almost in those couple rounds done, or I guess in that round where he used stagger he had almost done a 10th of the south.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. 10 more rounds, you would have had that.
Yeah, I was in a bad mood.
Yeah. But yeah, you hear some commotion going on from the tent next door.
Ruffians.
I like that
So
you
anyway,
just sat down.
there I was.
Are you providing the tea?
No. I bet they have tea.
They will sell you tea.
I'm cooking them tea. And I'm telling them a great story in the meanwhile.
You're not able to get to their tea. They're not going to let you get into their magical bags. This place, other than their bedrolls,
It's all
everything.
Well, I don't feel like paying for it. So I just tell a great story.
They like to, about halfway through, they interrupt you almost trying to one-up your story. Like the pair of them working together with...
Like
well, that is nothing to some of the tale.
Oh God, we're never leaving.
Oh, yeah, well, we'll have a good old time.
Sitting over there by a dead body playing harmonica. Hey, Bird, do this. Play a couple notes. And
Yeah,
then I start,
yeah.
and she accompanies me
Yeah.
with this other thing.
Yeah.
I shoot a glare at the both of you.
just be my beatbox over here.
That functions that way, yeah. Meanwhile, back in the more peaceful area.
What are you talking about? I'm super peaceful. I'm not telling people their kids are dead or anything.
Anyway, so they finish up telling my story about our adventures.
Mm-hmm.
And then I explain I'm going to have to go and talk to some of the elders of the town to tell them about...
Make a luck check.
Okay. 21.
Hold on. You get to the point about the crystals.
Mm-hmm.
What do you kind of... Well, probably something... Like, in sort of almost digging through a lower sort of drawer and one of the sort of cases of collections and things, sort of pulls out what is almost a faintly growing sort of multicolored crystal. Something like that. You said frog people, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what they said.
Mm.
They were harvesting them down by the river of Arvarnus. They appeared there. You vaguely remember that. It's a deeper river, but you kind of... That is enough to...
Oh, great, more boats.
Alright.
I just got a mark against me. Shouldn't speak out of turn.
No, it's fine. It's not a boat, but an aperture qualsh, or whatever it is.
Yeah, an apparatus of Qualsh.
I don't think we'd all fit.
No, it's like 2 feet. We have to have like 3 of them.
And I think I have to have one on my own.
You're not actually large.
Of course not. You're a player character. That would terrify wizards. Actually large?
But so, what do you know about the crystal?
Well, they glow. I think I've managed to use some shavings in this sort of almost like climbing up on it to reach a thing, and it's sort of a faintly going. This cat eyes potion I made. Made a few. They seem to work. Sold a few outside town. Well, sister did.
Mm. And so, like dark vision potion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That was useful to provide to those that need.
Yep. Okay.
So, could have some other magical properties. Haven't quite figured it all out yet.
Hmm. But I'm going to end up talking to the elders and to report to them at least what we saw and what the premonitions Jimmy's been having have kind of set for what the future holds.
That is odd.
Yeah, if you have anything that you end up seeing, you might be able to give them some more accurate information. But Jimmy's been having premonitions. He's got spirits of other worlds that have attached themselves to him.
Sounds fun.
Oh yeah. Been crazy. They haven't asked to come into town, but I don't think they particularly need to.
Yes, no. Things have been... No. No, it's the same as ever.
Anything special? Oh, and
Particularly.
I go ahead and tell her about the Namarax's presumed death.
Yes, I suppose.
Yeah.
She takes it kind of hard. Again, having been amongst the same arcane learning group, all kind of knew each other. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll spend some time saying my goodbyes to her, and then I'll whoever is like an elder in town that I'm most familiar with, I'm going to go and speak with them.
Yeah, probably the one you'd probably be most familiar with is probably one of a few possible former instructors.
Go talk to Graham.
Yeah. Yeah, she probably would be. She would definitely be certainly capable enough with that.
I'll go talk to my Graham then.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll go over to their house and go on in. And go and meet and greet with Graham, and then say that I have something that I want to talk to her about.
And she sort of fusses over you a moment, and then sort of, bit of a scolding. You can do better in these kind of things, and basically in greetings enough to do that. But you get your way to
But and it's like I need to talk to you in an elder capacity.
And she sort of takes that responsibility on, and sort of goes to find a place to sort of sit down and do a turn.
All right, so I tell her that I've been traveling with these surface dwellers, and they've helped me out quite a lot. And one of them ends up he's got some sort of connection to otherworldly stuff, and he's got dream premonitions and been able to give us answers for things that we wouldn't readily know. But one of the things that he's brought up is that the crystals being harvested at Avernus River, the River of Avernus, that there's some frog people dwelling down there that are harvesting the crystals, and he's been instructed that there's going to be a war that he's supposed to start, and it has something to do with that area.
In slaves.
Yeah, and he wants to. He was told that he's going to help the slaves essentially make war upon their masters. And since this is in the area, I want everybody to have a heads up in case it breaks out.
Well, we've always been good at sheltering our own. If there are few refugees, we may at time consider taking someone in, but if it is in much mass against them, there's little we could do other than just keep ourselves safe and watch as things outside move past.
And I know, since I'm going to be continuing my expedition to figure out the stuff with me, is there anything in an official capacity that you want to suggest to me? Or anything that I can do before I leave?
Well, in an official capacity, there's really nothing beyond that. You research as you may. If you've any work to do, put that first, but otherwise, you do as you see fit. But I would say, keep yourself safe. You've far more to do than just find answers.
No.
Not every question needs an answer.
And,
sounds like the old man's a quitter.
Also, Graham, I ended up coming across a aberration a while back, and you can take a look at me, and they've put some sort of magical enchantment on me. Is there anything I should do about that?
Just sort of look at it. Just sort of try some things. She sort of flips through a book you're quite familiar with.
Oh, hey,
She
we got
flips through a player's handbook.
Yeah, we got a handbook. It's pretty good. We're pretty familiar with the contents.
So sort of think some things like, will you still be in town in the morning?
Yeah, I can stay over.
Come by then. We'll see if we can do anything about it.
Okay.
After you prepare spells, does she?
Yep, it's not a ritual spell.
I was taking a rest. Because I used abilities.
Yeah, no.
No. I'll go
It
ahead.
is also
Nighttime.
late evening, yeah.
I'll go ahead and tell. Was there anything that I actually needed to sell in town, or are we just going to sell everything with the traders?
Oh, I sent you in to pick up rations. They're tatting in there.
Okay. Then I'll go ahead and pick up rations.
Especially for Vic. He's apparently going to starve to death if we don't feed him.
I'm fine. I have 2 more days of rations. And you guys have rations.
Yeah, those are our rations.
Yeah, but
Your
if I
rations.
show up and tell a great story, you owe me a meal. That you are now indebted to me the moment I open my mouth.
Well, Argyle and the Kenku can eat dirt, right? They don't
Yeah.
eat food.
Our God,
The
this is our
Kenku
rations.
has his own
Birdseed.
birdseed.
Infinite
And did you
birdseed.
and you bought
Argyle
rations?
Yeah, I bought him a pack, which comes with 10
Yeah.
days.
Well, I go ahead.
So
and
he's probably pretty close to pretty much about out.
I go
How
buy
many days was
some
it here?
rations.
It was only 3 or 4 days, wasn't it?
I know it was like 4 days just last session. I think about 2 or 3 before that, so it's been about a week.
Mm. I did not record my rations correctly.
Okay. You see, you count the dreams. That's
I
actually.
usually ignore them because I find them obnoxious.
Is it because I speak in a voice?
Yes.
It is specifically because of your voice. The contents are fine. The way they are presented is not.
I don't know any other way to present them.
In a normal speaking voice.
Just because you can't help doing it doesn't mean I can't help it annoying me.
Okay. Do you go out to them before evening through, or?
Yeah, I'm gonna buy some rations and I'll come out and tell them what's bits about stuff that I learned and suggestions of what to do about. Tell them about the River Avernus.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's
What
go. Let's go now.
Who's saying that?
Argyle.
Okay.
Nope. I need to stay over an additional night. I was asked by one of the town elders to do so.
So tomorrow then.
As I'm
Did they
still
want-
just glaring at that tent.
Do they want this,
You know, he kind of sort of sits
Criminal
back
body?
and kind of he sort of almost steps to another part of this cavernous
I
opening.
was
He'll
asking
kind of
around.
look between you and the tent, and he's just sort of sitting over
We
by
don't have
himself.
anybody that's got an ability to get secrets out of them. We might have to go back to the Drow Town for that.
I don't want to carry this body all the way back to the Drow Town.
You wouldn't carry it, I would.
I don't want this rotting corpse with us that's not moving on its own with us.
We can salt it.
You who
He's-
you haven't really asked around about that part, other than specifically to Narumex's father. You haven't asked anyone else about.
Yeah, you
options
could
with
ask the guards. They might have something.
The ability to speak with dead?
The guards would be unlikely, but yeah, there are others you could ask.
Okay, then I'll
But
go
yeah.
around and ask them.
Probably not again tonight.
Yeah.
It is night. I'm guessing you go into your own bed since you're this close.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Do you
go-
guys have like?
We can.
What do you do? Because you are their tent.
What are you talking about? We've got
he
2
ca-
minutes here.
Wait. Well, that end, you cast it and you just leave.
No.
If he leaves, it goes away. That's how long it lasts, is until he leaves.
Yeah. If I cast it, it doesn't. It stays with me.
Mm.
And we're fine.
Yeah.
Do you guys even have normal tents?
No,
No,
we
we
have
have,
sleeping
bedrolls
bags.
and
Yeah,
stuff.
just sort of bedroll out here in the open.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure if there's an attack.
Make a persuasion check.
Dibadoosh.
Pretty good.
23.
You are able to sleep with the Netflix tent. You notice they're kind of iffy about it, and they decide to literally put their bedrolls on top of their bags of things. But sure, you can take shelter there.
I'm no thief, except that one time, but it was a misunderstanding.
No, that wasn't you. That was
They one up
That
you
was
on
a
that one as well.
No, that wasn't.
Before they were like, wait a minute.
Hey, we're having a good time.
Before the night comes, ask the sword, left, when we reach the Anjanath River, do we go left or right? Or if it wants more vague, what do we do when we get to the Anjanath River?
Anjanath. Watch out for fire-breathing tyrannosaurs.
Yes! Pink ones.
Yeah.
So big!
I don't know what you're talking about.
Monster Girl.
Yeah. It's a fire-breathing T-Rex.
Pink one.
Or Varnus, but yeah.
Or Varnus, yes.
Avernus.
Yeah, it's closer to the first layer of hell.
Yeah.
So which way do you go?
Mm-hmm.
It is always easier to travel downstream.
Yeah, close enough.
That's not an answer, though.
That's not at all an answer.
It's close enough.
Mm-hmm. Then I dream, see if dream gives me any more information. As I just tried to nickel and dime this Raven Queen lady for all the info she's worth.
That's how you teach guys a lesson. They give you vague, you take the most literal interpretation, which you know in your heart is wrong, and you just drive that into the ground. Teach that god a lesson for
Yeah.
speaking in rhymes.
Then you show them, be like, I did the
She's
thing.
not a god.
Yeah, but she's still being cryptic
go.
for no apparent reason, just to be a dick.
Call her a god just to make her unhappy.
You have a dream, it's just her sitting in a chair and she's like, I'm checked out today.
And Pa's getting away.
In your dream, you managed. You find yourself with the raven, who sort of almost clasps onto your hand, and it pulls you up through the tunnel of wind and up into the top of this domed town, where you do get an overview of this city and these grey gnome people moving about in the fields around the outside, through this little town center that's in the middle, and people that just seem to be happy and peaceful and living their life.
They're all about to die.
And you wake up.
Ah, pleasant dreams. Ah, gnomes. They seem pretty cool.
But you wake up to something, smell something being cooked.
It's your feet.
It's not your feet. You would have felt that before you smelled it.
It smells like butter.
Well, beautiful morning.
Beautiful cave morning. This is exactly like cave night and cave evening. Even the majestic cave sunrise.
Not for you.
Yeah.
You wake up as the light shines. In fact, actually, for you guys, because of where you are in the town, you do sort of, as the morning comes, you almost see a bit of light shining out from the tunnel entrance that goes. Not quite a daylight kind of light, sort of very much an artificial sort of version of it, but still light nevertheless. Much more than there was last night when you arrived.
By the way, this wind, is it obscuring or just you put your arm in it and it whips back and you can see straight through?
It is. You can see up through for the most part. Things are. It is. It's not strictly thought, but it is enough of a whirl through the cavern that it's not a clear vision. But yes, you can see up to that there are, the weird angle, because it is actually an upward sort of angle into the dome, so you kind of get a little bit of that sky, and that there are a few mushrooms growing in there.
Yeah, I would have just figured, given all this time the winds, any debris or light stuff that would actually be caught up in the wind would be out of it by now.
For the most part. But yeah, it's still enough that it's...
They have the cleanest entrance to any city.
Very well swept.
Constant.
Just throw a plastic bag in there, watch it flutter.
You could probably make a crappy movie about it.
But, the tabaxi there, cooking up some sort of this and this sort of doing and pulling off bits of
Just
mossy-looking.
Tabaxi sitting there cooking, meow, 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 meow.
I want chicken, I want liver, meow mix, please don't liver, chopsticks liver.
Did you not know the lyrics to the Meow Mix song?
Some not what those
people do.
Didn't see that.
Well, I was very comfortable. Heck, they would have seen it. My stuff's just next to me.
Yeah.
There's suddenly rope next to it.
No. They one-upped you on that thief thing. It was just one time. They were just doing nothing. They didn't have anyone up for guard at all, so we took their rope.
The rope. Well,
Thing is, he wouldn't even think of that as him.
no.
Because you didn't know
He
the
would
rope
think that,
was
yeah, he still thought that it was stolen at the
Guards took the
guards. Yeah.
corrupt guards,
Stealing my rope.
for nefarious purposes.
obviously.
Yeah, you, have a good morning. Everyone wakes up.
I get a home-cooked meal.
You can do that from one of a couple different options.
Yep.
Go over to the lady whose kid died, demand that she cook you food.
I'm hungry.
Probably not the most socially acceptable option, but technically...
Falls within your character.
I don't go around antagonizing people.
No, it's just your charisma thought process of, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. They need some people around them.
And
Yeah.
she's cooking for one less, so she's got the food, extra food anyway.
I'm more awkward and strange than abusive.
Thank you. Yeah,
Probably should bring them donuts. From what I've found, people bring you lots of donuts when you lose a family member.
really?
High
Yeah.
calorie and
Yeah.
sugar.
We had people coming over to the house, and every other person brought 1 or 2 boxes of donuts. There was a time when we had like 7 boxes of donuts sitting on the counter. We're like, I wonder who else is visiting. And we just had them stack the box on top of the other box.
It is funniest that way.
Yeah, you'd think that when they came back the next day, something would have changed. Nope,
More donuts?
more donuts.
Well, it's a way to say, here's breakfast, but I don't cook.
Yeah, there was like, by the end of it, I think by the time I finally went home, there was, like, we were finally polishing off the last box a week later.
They don't last that long.
You can eat still.
There's 6 people in my there's 6 people in my family. One of them's a toddler, but she still eats a lot.
Of course she is. It's your family.
Yeah, she's a big girl.
So yeah, hang out.
You don't know a donut shop in town.
Well, it's probably not Krispy Kreme anyway, so it's garbage. Like Paul's, for example, is just garbage donuts.
I'm sorry. Do I have to ask you to leave?
Someone had very strong feelings on their donuts.
Yes, and he knows it.
Yes, I do.
He watches the vlog.
Yeah, I'll
I
go over
actually
to
try
the
a recipe that I sell for
cat
donuts
people
at home.
say,
Too much
ask if they have magical
It
weapons.
takes an entire day. You gotta let the dough rest.
Yeah,
It's a pain.
I'd rather just pay
I
for it.
has like,
There's
I'm going to tell you straight, I have
instead of cooking, I'll
150
just
gold
pay for
to
it.
spend.
Yeah,
What you
I
have in a
can't,
magical
so I
weapon
don't want
range.
Nothing. They're all more expensive.
They pause to think, and they sort of talk amongst each other.
It's not like saying I have 10,000 in upselling. It's like, what is the thing that it's actually worth that much? Trying to get down to it. Because at this point, this is going to be an experiment.
Have a scroll if that is that cheap. Technically a weapon.
Well, like
Okay.
a paper cut.
Okay, interesting enough.
Mhm.
They sort of talk. 150.
You know that keep commercial with whatever. Do something even if you have to give up everything.
No.
No, it's a recent campaign thing. And I'm just imagining that slogan, but with Griffith's face right there.
I'll also be willing to trade in some scale now, because he's wearing splint mail right now, right? So I got my scale mail back.
I thought you were wearing half plate.
I am wearing half plate. I had scale mail before. Then I went to Argyle, then you bought him better, so the scale mail came back to me.
They kind of measure it. We have a short sword that glows.
Good enough.
Yeah, and then sort of bring out sort of a leather sheathed short sword to pull out, and once the tip of it goes out, it gives off 15-foot radius of sort of a palish blue kind of light. It's bright light, but it's sort of a palish blue color, and then another 15 feet beyond that of dim light. Basically, it sheds moonlight.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
I take your 150 gold and
Yeah. Step outside. Start whacking it with my sword.
one whack and the sword literally cracks in half and disintegrates.
Does my sword glow?
Oh.
Put it in. I don't have a sheath for
You
this
don't.
thing. Come back in. Do you have sheaths?
Well, we sold you one with a sheath.
Well, that's gone. I need a
The
sheath.
sheath is still technically there.
Yeah,
It's
it's
just
like hand this back. I need a sheath for this.
we're not craftspeople.
I just wanted to know if you had anything that would fit it. I try to put the sword.
As they're sort of at this point ladling out 3 bowls of soup.
Given that you have this feather sword, you need like a bag to put it in and not a sheath. Unless the feather, like the actual feather parts like fold up when he puts it in.
It is basically, it is metal, but it has the appearance of a giant feather.
Mm-hmm.
They sort of hand you a little bowl of some soup.
Oh, yeah.
Can you handle your own?
Yeah. Anyway,
Can you handle your own?
Him?
No, to you. As they hand it to you, can you handle your own?
Ladle your own soup.
No, they've handed him a bowl of soup. Can you handle your own?
I don't know. That soup sounds really alcoholic.
Well, I've never had a bad experience while failing to handle my own.
They sort of nod. Enjoy.
I'm going to get some mushroom soup.
I go back outside. I try to put my sword in the smaller sheath. Just split it.
Yeah, you cut through the smaller sheath.
Okay, then. Put it on my belt.
Go call that counts.
Yep. It totally ate that sword. No idea what I'll do with it, but totally ate that sword. And now I'm broke as you guys. After buying us all slaves and stuff.
Technically, you bought slaves into freedom, but... so you're hanging out there. You need a con save.
I have a +2. 10.
10 is not enough to prevent you. It is enough to prevent you from passing out, but...
You get +3, right?
Oh, I have proficiency
Still.
in con saves. Whoa.
13.
No, I have a +6. It's +5. So, yeah, 13.
Okay, yeah. Still, yeah. You don't pass out, but you definitely are at a point where you're seeing double as you're eating this. It's nothing like alcohol. It is almost that. And almost on the edges of your vision, things move that perhaps shouldn't. A little trippy.
Freaky.
And this is just breakfast to them. Them drug addicts.
I don't know.
Wake and bake, baby.
tell a story about this lady in the lake I met. Tentacles everywhere.
Did somebody cast hypnotic pattern?
The Lady in the Lake story, actually a real story.
You wake up
Well, it's like the second
to
lady.
Argyle coming out of the dwarf's tent.
First one was an actual lady.
So sits
This
down
one
with
was
you
like
and
not.
shares some of the new rations.
Start putting on armor.
Yeah. Probably 10 or so minutes later, the dwarf does kind of walk out. I do apologize. And he hands you basically what is like a little gold carved emblem. I want you to have this. And it, from the appearance, is a female dwarf with dwarven runic riding around the outside of the emblem.
What is this?
From Dwarf Mother. She watches over all. I do apologize. He kind of turns and he walks back towards his tent.
I look at Argyle.
He kind of nods.
I add it to the stone. You're not done being a crazy person yet. You're going to have to
Of
get a
course
lot
not.
more divine intervention than this.
Of course not. I would not expect you to be done being a crazy person. It's simply... it's simply what happens when someone realizes what they've done.
Just, that's...
So, you have breakfast just with your parents, or...
You know, that
No,
actually would
I'll
have been a
go
much
and have
better
it with
apology.
Webby.
Just
Webby?
saying.
Wait, her name's Webby?
Webby.
Oh, okay. It's like in DuckTales, girl. Webby.
No. V sound.
Luck check.
14.
14? Yeah, you probably would have brought that up with some of it. During that time, comes up mention of your goal. And she has something that might be able to get an answer or two.
Okay. What's that?
We'll get to it after breakfast, but yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, no, chill.
Finish our lingonberries or whatever we're eating.
It's probably, no, it's
Less trippy mushroom stew.
yeah. Yeah, much, yeah. Theirs was more of a fungus than like a mossy kind of fungus that they like tore loose bits from.
Yes, our
They did say they had
mushroom
some
pancakes.
But yeah, that and yeah, probably some meats. They're livestock that are kept in the farms around side. So
Delicious.
yeah, but otherwise, she then goes back into her collection where she has all the things she's worked with, and she has a few bottles that have, almost like ghostly apparitions, sort of like through the glass vial. You can sort of almost see them sort of drifting up the side and disappearing in the foam at the top from the bottom. She's like, this one I keep around because it's pretty, but you may get a few answers out.
Oh, you think this will be able to speak with the guy that we got?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you might know better than some other people. Alright. Well, that at least helps.
Just saying, shall we try?
Yeah. We'll have to... He's outside.
Yes, of course.
Don't forget your grandma.
Think about some of the folks around here. If
I gotta, before I do that, I gotta go talk to Graham.
oh, wonderful. She'll sort of tag along.
Yeah.
Is this your fiance, lady?
Yeah, this is.
Yeah, Webby. Yeah. This is as in not my grandmother.
Yeah. Not Graham, not my grandmother.
Listen, no judgments. Old ladies need a nice hard ride, too.
Okay, they're supposed to.
Oh, she's I'd say we're lucky if Graham's even at midlife at this point. Gnomes live a long time.
So, less of a Graham, more of an elf.
Could be.
Yeah, so she's got some nice young guards coming around for lunch.
Anyways, yeah, you get over there as your grandma has prepared spells and sort of explains and attempts to spell magic. But it still seems to be holding on. She sort of... Well, it's something quite powerful. It's gone over you.
Apparently it ends with death and resurrection. But I wasn't in a position to do anything like that.
It's not play with that. It's not always successful.
It's true.
But hey, Nick, you finally got to break a sword. That means I get to keep this one, right?
Until you get tired of it.
We'll find something better.
Mm-hmm. Bear specifically being 3Ds. Most weapons are usually utility. Very few are just more damage.
Well, I mean, that axe with the throwing thing, I would be happy to have that instead of it. Because I can totally throw axes all the time.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I just can't afford it. Which would have been a much better apology than some golden trinket. Regret's one thing, but profit. Let's
I'm sorry.
Here are several thousand gold.
I mean, I'd accept that apology. I feel much better about the whole thing.
That might have actually made your character go a little more normal.
No. It wouldn't have helped my character.
You'd start to talk to the axe instead.
What, can I get the stone in the axe?
No, but I know a way you might be able to get the stone into a sword.
That would be really bad. It's not even magical.
I know.
I'm just a crazy person.
Yeah, following that, you head out of town.
Yep.
So, Henwick comes out with a female gnome. Hair, long white hair, sort of draped over her right eye, baggy, sort of black robes, sort of following behind him, and wide-eyed, sort of interested as she's looking around at this group of...
I stand up.
Yeah.
No,
She just sort of looks around, and she walks up to you.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Hello. I'm sitting on the ground, so I'll shake her hand at her level.
And she sort of almost like grabs your hand unusually long. The birds.
Yeah.
How have the birds been?
I only have the one now. After the dying thing.
Was it exciting?
No, it was mostly full of noxious fumes and one really bad intake of breath of blood into the lungs.
She's a weird chick.
Anyways, where's the corpse?
Yeah, you can point her to roll against the wall.
Point at Nick.
She gets it.
Yeah,
But she'll go over and she starts basically just right there, just sort of unwrapping. Has a little vial, green liquid with movement within it. Sort of starts picking. Got sort of a wax seal that's covering over the top.
Walk over. Shh.
And as she is about to put that in, the cavern that you're in, the only light that you see, coming from the, maybe a little light out of each of the tents, but mainly the light from there, right in your area gets a lot brighter.
Well, also Argyle would have light on something by now, because him and the bird can't see.
But your sword begins to glow. Sort of a moonlight coming out of it.
Ha! So that does work.
Just took a while. It had to digest. It was a big meal.
I put my hand
You cannot, by the way, get a weapon that, let's say you've killed someone in combat, get the weapon unattended so you can use your effect, and then instantly manage to get the new benefits mid-combat.
Okay, that's fine. But can I stack benefits? Can I just keep feeding this sword more and more magic items?
Maybe you've used your only option and made it glow. You're not sure.
Well, I'm going with just keep stacking, or maybe it'll be a replacement thing. And I wasted 150 gold, but
Yeah. To find out it works before destroying it.
Either that or it does stack, but only one at a time.
In general, it also, the way that a weapon just... The swords don't usually disintegrate like that when you slice into them.
yeah.
So,
Oh.
that's a little...
Should have just brought in, like, the heck, refund.
There was not enough to bring. You would have brought in the sheath.
The sword's gone. Did you just give it to someone else and walk away? No, it's gone.
But yes, you sort of gets it ready and sort of hands you the bottle. Propping up his head as it goes.
So drink it.
I don't think that's how that works.
Yeah, I've done that before. It's nothing bad ever happened.
Yeah, you pour it down the corpse's throat. Takes a few breaths. A few breaths of your guys. A moment of waiting before its sort of mouth falls open and its eyes open up, just sort of staring outward blankly.
Dead man, tell us true. Tell us of Nemerex's death, and what did you do with the body?
Not to be greedy and all, though, we could probably figure out where to just stuff this too. That'd be great.
Tactic with the golden spider. Golden spider eats the body. Body goes to astral plane. A god out of the way.
That was a pretty good disposal method.
Figured that might be the case.
Yeah, there's a precedent for just shoving your trash into other planes.
Yeah, it's an ultimate solution.
Mhm.
Even Doctor Strange does it.
Dead body, tell us true. What's something that we would find useful that you know?
Just ask them where the
I've
sun
known
should
you well
always-
enough to know what you would find of use.
One should always wipe thoroughly after using the bathroom.
What would you have hidden from us if you were still alive?
I hide all
Kissed
that
my
I have.
cousin at a party once. Didn't mean to.
I hide all that I have. Little use, little friends. No one wants me. Outcast, exile.
What did you want to ask him?
Where did he keep all the stuff from the people he was robbing?
No. Yeah, where'd you keep all of your stuff? Where did you hide all your stuff?
Hid what I had in pockets and
So everything was on you when you died?
with no home to keep things in. Carry on as I travel through.
So you didn't have anything else?
Well, that's lame.
You have like 4 magical items off of them. It's fine.
Yeah.
Is there any
Yeah, but
way
I
to
only got,
get
like,
the body
2 of
back
them.
from the astral plane that you know? Can the spider upchuck it?
It may be so if he finds a portal to find his way through that he comes back to here, or a plane beyond there.
So, plain
The
magic.
path is his now. He's been put elsewhere.
Right.
That's a Skyrim game
Yeah.
I want to play. I wanna go
Turn to
elsewhere.
the rest of you. Anything else? Turn to her. You got anything?
Hey, Coach, what's death like?
What can change a man?
What? Why did he kill him?
Oh, he tried.
Uh,
Oh, he killed
he
Rob.
seemed to be a robber. Yeah, go ahead. Explain
Only
yourself.
you can ask the questions. You poured the...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Why did you kill Namorax? What was your reason?
No reason to kill. Killing is wrong. I got him out of the way and took that with his things.
Same, yeah. Killed him just to take his things.
He didn't kill him. He's in the astral plane alive.
Oh. And he's like, so The spider eats people alive?
The spider drains energy into another world.
He drains energy, but his body's not here. So
No, when all that's left of him is gone, so is he.
That sounds pretty dead, though.
well, he might be technically alive,
Yeah,
but he's
so-
in a astral state.
I'm not traveling to the astral plane to find your buddy.
We could be quite the adventure.
I don't want an adventure. I want to go home.
I think I could convince you to go on an adventure.
That's the only reason my character's so freaking here. Stop it.
Such an adventure.
Well, that at least tells us more information than what we knew. It's like,
Well, now we can tell his parents he's on the astral plane someplace.
Possibly.
I'm going to go tell Graham. She's going to have probably more information or be able to talk to people who might even know about planar magic.
Well, once you do that and get back, we'll head on out.
Yeah.
How many
Whatever.
How
How many rations did we need?
I wanted 10 more.
Given the travel time so far, I think 20 would be good.
Like in total?
For me, yeah.
So,
Like 20 per.
20 per person?
Yeah.
Do we have the
Kenku was still fine on his hers.
Do we have the travel funds for it? I think we got
I think-
35 gold in it.
I think ration. Let's see.
Yeah, your grandmother isn't incredibly familiar with the astral plane, but does sort of, make comments that it's easier to come back from than being dead.
Yeah, I'll leave that to you whether or not you want to tell the family. I figure at this point.
They're already grieving. He's probably still not coming back.
You just sort of leave it up to your grandmother.
Yeah, I'll leave that in her care.
Like, if you can pull him out, do it. Otherwise, just let everyone think he's dead.
Well, he is dead until he comes back.
Yeah, pretty much.
5 silver, so
How much?
10 gold per 20.
yeah, it'd be 10 gold per 20. Yeah.
Her best comment is pretty much that he's studied a while. He may know enough to seek a silver pool, but save that, he could easily end up anywhere else. If he finds the wrong pool, he could find himself in hell. So she's
He
like,
could hijack a face spider. We know those work. No, they can't travel with people. Aw. There we go.
If we could find out what its location, we could put a portable hole in a bag of holding.
literally the golden
Right,
spiders when you want to find the face spider.
Out of for your
It's like,
viewing.
like on the fly,
like
just
35.
taking this and changing that, taking this and changing that. It's like, I had blue spider, now let's make gold spider.
I got 98 gold in party funds. Oh wait, no, that's
You put in money, I think, that what that guy had.
Yeah, he had like 35 gold or something.
Anyways, I'll give you my 10 gold. Just
yeah,
so I don't
35
have to.
gold's what he had.
Hey, I had more gold than me.
I have 2 gold now. Okay.
And 1 silver.
No,
I
that
have
was my
14
money.
silver and 5
Yeah,
copper.
35 gold in party funds.
Yeah,
I
so
have
we paid for
literally
so that,
2 coins.
you can pay for his because he's broke.
I have 2 coins rubbed together.
Broke.
Exactly 2 coins.
I have 10 coins of iron.
Yes.
I have an alabaster mask.
Where?
I have a spiked chain.
And
Still.
a playing card that bleeds in water.
Why?
Trinket.
It's a thing I have. Gets wet, it bleeds.
I have a white chess piece queen. It's just a normal chess piece.
I don't.
No, it moves around when you don't pay attention to it.
Well, that's very hard, given it's just shoved in the bottom of my bag.
Yeah.
Occasionally it's on the top of your bag.
Yeah, occasionally it's on the top as you go in. You take something out and it falls its way back to the bottom again.
Occasionally it's in a pocket, an outside pocket.
Okay. Well, 20 rations for you then. And for me.
Oh, there's my stuff here.
Then we head out for.
Oh, I was
road.
down to 1 ration, not 2.
Oh, and you tripped this morning.
Yeah,
So
sure, that's food.
Yes, it is. There was definitely chunks of meat in there, so yeah.
If only we had good berries.
And that only lasts maybe an hour, and you're pretty much back to normal. But
What fun.
they probably laugh at some of your expense once they realize that you.
So evidently there's unconscious mild fail than whatever high they're working on. So we ready?
Yep. I got a little bit on the crystals. Some people have taken a look at them. You can actually make dark vision potions out of the crystals.
Well, that's super useful.
Sword said downstream's easier, but
Right,
Me-
Argyle? You can make dark vision potions, Argyle.
I don't think Argyle's an alchemist.
Or could it be? You take some water, you take some crystals, you put it in a bottle, you shake it up. Right? I mean, that sounds right.
Until it
That's how
glows.
you make more Robitussin when you're out. I don't think it's the same process. Okay, so get off for the stream.
Yeah, you head off and it's
We're off on a hero's journey.
yeah several days away. But yeah, you begin your trip.
Map time.
Such an underrated show. I was really hoping for a surprise 3rd renewal.
Nah, 2 was more than we ever could hope for.
So what was your hang up about the dead body?
It's
I
rotting.
just didn't want to have a dead body with us for the next 4 months.
We have a couple. We have a literal bag of bones.
That's fine. That's not a rotting body. There'll be one thing once there's zombies and you're prestidigitating them all the
I
time.
need him. I've almost got it figured out. I've almost
Wait, you spoke with dead and you're keeping the body too?
yeah. I've almost got it figured out. I'll get him up and walking around.
Don't worry about it.
It's just creepy carrying a dead body around for weeks.
This is what my charisma's low.
That would do it.
No, it's fine. It's just a dead body. It's fine. Totally just carry those around with you.
Yeah, that's
On
important.
off chance you'll need them. Why would you need a dead body?
I'm experimenting.
In case you ever need one.
Do you opt for quicker path or safer path?
Exciting path.
Quicker path.
Safer.
You're outvoted.
Who is leading the way?
Ryan, because he's the one
Ryan
who knows.
has a very difficult time if Ryan is continuing to be the one making the map.
I am.
Oh, then I'll lead the way?
See how I have a survival skill?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he chooses safer.
I would have to know the difference.
Yeah, he would have to know the difference, so that it's still
it's
technically up
Ryan's
to
just
Ryan. but-
this is the way.
Yeah.
Mhm.
This is exciting.
Yeah. It's not like an a river you've gone to frequently. It's several days away. It's, yeah.
So,
So you are going towards less safe path.
Yes.
Okay.
survival check?
Well, sure, yeah, why not?
8 plus 3. Wait. Survival wisdom 8 plus 4. 12.
Wonderful.
I really thought someone else with better wisdom would have taken survival.
I offered, but you said you had survival.
You don't have better wisdom than me.
But I was willing to make the roll.
That's a negative.
Also, I don't think it... Oh, I do.
You've got better wisdom?
Yeah, I have a +2.
But yeah, so you make your way through some caverns. And let's say, probably at this point, the first day is probably going pretty peaceful. You dream sort of almost repeats
I dream a dream.
the action with the moon way that you have, which, by the way, you currently have no way to hide the light from.
We're walking around with that dude, too.
He has 5 foot of dim light. He has 15-foot bright light, 15-foot dim.
And then the Argyle with light on his shield.
May not even need it right now.
Yeah, no, it's like, I just have that on my hip. Now I don't have to cast that every hour.
Yeah.
It's not like we were walking around in the dark anyways with Argyle and the bird.
Yeah. Point being, just trying to, that faint light around his sleeping bag at night, as he probably is having to sleep on top of his sword to even just try and keep it covered.
Oh no, I would just shove it into the dead body, and it's strapped sleeping bag.
Do you keep the dead body inside of your dome at night?
No, Shield Guardian can take care of
Yeah,
it.
I was gonna say.
I just assume you've been prestidigitation freshening it up so we don't smell the rotting.
I can.
It doesn't matter if it smells or not. It's still, you know what it is. You want it in your.
No, we don't want to where we're sleeping.
Yeah.
But otherwise, your dream sort of repeats that action, and again with the flaming sword.
Mm-hmm. It still wants me to eat that sword. Well, maybe it's saying you can still eat more. Well, that's good to know.
It's not full yet.
Yeah.
No, the only
wake
dead
up
thing that
before- wake
allows
up
to be
before-
around us while we're sleeping is Paul.
Before him, and then just, take a sword without asking. It's better to ask forgiveness than permission.
Except I've already asked permission and he said no.
Better to ask forgiveness.
I'm also being fair. He technically has more use for it. He has multiple
His
attacks.
attack is his. Yeah.
Therefore, he has far more damage output out of it than I do. And he has no other, besides catapult, way for damage.
Otherwise, you continue on the next day and make your way through some caverns until.
By the way, every morning, pep talk. But,
Yeah. You get your pep talk, and you have some caverns until you come across an encounter. Which is how we will... No, it's nothing like that. Which is what we will begin with next time.
Woo.
Your shirt's upside down. The D-pad should be where the legs are, because that's how you move.
I didn't design it.
It's been bugging me since I saw it. I'm like, that's not... I get why they put that up there, because it's symmetrical, therefore center of the thing, there's what the face is, but that's the D-pad. It's what you use to move. It's where the legs should be.
That makes sense as well. Mm-hmm. Anyways, let's see. Probably are wanting some experience.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly 12,000.
I'd take 12,000.
No!
What's wrong with 12,000? You don't like the number? How about 10?
You get 2,345.
I'll let someone else math that.
Yeah, since he decided to
What
put
were
it in
those
a
numbers?
way that...
3540.
2,345.
Yeah, it's 3,540.
Anyways,
Oh,
join us next
Yeah,
time.
what's your new total?
14,295.
2,345.
That's 14,302.
That's not
That's-
true for the rest of us.
You have like 7 experience more than everyone else, remember?
14,302, you say?
Wait, what was the number again?
14,295 is your new total.
Because you can just take my number and do minus 7.
Mm-hmm.
No, I mapped it out on my calculator. Because Adam decides to read it off in a way that I can't math by busting up the numbers like that.
Whatever. It all works out. I'll take it. I mean, it's less than I'd like.
Well, it's more than I was going to get, so.
And we're still
But I had to count
5.
that.
No, we're 6.
That was 6?
Yeah, 14,000.
So we leveled up?
Yeah.
Do you need to suddenly give us less experience?
I will not give you less experience if that happens. That is not part of the deal.
New deal.
So give us a whole bunch more experience, because, I mean, hey, we're not going to go another level.
14,000 is level 6.
Yeah.
So go ahead and drop us up to, like, maybe 17,000? Just tack on another double experience?
No.